You have $100,000. And almost nobody knows. Your friends still think you're doing okay. Your co-workers still complain about bills around you. Your car looks ordinary. Your life looks almost exactly the same. There was no champagne when you crossed the number. You simply opened your investment account one ordinary morning and saw $100,183. For a few seconds, you just stared at it. Because 5 years ago, $100,000 sounded like a number for other people. People with huge salaries. People who inherited money. People who somehow understood finance better than you. But that's not how you got here. It started with your first $1,000. And strangely, that first $1,000 felt harder than your last $10,000. Back then, every unexpected expense felt like a crisis. A car repair could destroy your entire month. A medical bill went straight onto a credit card. Losing your job for even a few weeks felt terrifying. You weren't building wealth yet. You were simply trying to stop one bad week from destroying everything. Then you reached $10,000, and something changed. Not your lifestyle, your breathing. For the first time, an unexpected bill was annoying instead of terrifying. A $900 repair still hurt. But you could pay it. And that's the first thing nobody tells you about money. Before money buys luxury, it buys distance from disaster. So you kept going. Every payday, part of your money disappeared before you could spend it. Some went into emergency savings. Some into investments. Your income slowly increased, but you made one decision that changed everything. You didn't let your lifestyle increase at the same speed. Because most people don't lose their chance to become wealthy through one massive mistake. It happens quietly. A nicer car, a bigger apartment, another monthly payment, another upgrade because the salary went up. And 10 years later, they're earning twice as much but somehow still waiting for the next paycheck. You chose a different game. At $25,000, you started noticing something. Your money was making money. Not enough to change your life, but enough to change the way you saw it. For the first time, you understood the difference between earning money and owning assets. Your salary needed your time. Your investments didn't. And suddenly, the goal was no longer simply to save $100,000. The goal was to build something that could eventually grow without needing every hour of your life. So you kept feeding it. You kept your phone longer. You stopped treating every raise as permission to spend more. You stopped buying things just to convince other people that you were successful. Because looking wealthy and becoming wealthy often require completely opposite decisions. Then one morning, the number finally crossed $100,000. And surprisingly, you didn't feel rich. You still checked prices. You still went to work. You still thought before spending large amounts of money. But something had changed. Because $100,000 isn't enough to retire. It isn't enough to never worry again. But it proves something much more important. You can actually build wealth. And now the math starts becoming interesting. If $100,000 grows at an average of 7% over time, that's roughly $7,000 of potential growth in a year, without you saving that $7,000 yourself. Of course, markets don't move in a straight line. Some years rise, some years fall. But now you're no longer working alone. Your money has started working beside you. At the beginning, you did everything. You saved every dollar. You made every sacrifice. You built the foundation. But as the number grows, your investments can begin doing more of the heavy lifting. And that's why the first $100,000 isn't really about the money. It's about the person you became while building it. You learned to delay gratification. You learned that lifestyle inflation can quietly steal your future. You learned that emergency savings create peace. You learned that debt can spend tomorrow's paycheck before tomorrow even arrives. And you learned that building real wealth usually looks incredibly boring from the outside. Automatic transfers, an ordinary car, a simple investment account, saying no to things you could technically afford. Nobody applauds those decisions. Nobody even notices them. But one day, you open your account, and the number is sitting there. $100,183. From the outside, nothing has changed. But inside, everything has. Because now you understand what wealth is really supposed to buy. Not attention, not status. Options. The option to survive an emergency. The option to walk away from a terrible job. The option to say no. The option to wait for a better opportunity. And eventually, the option to own more of your time. Your first $100,000 probably won't make you feel rich. But it might be the first moment you truly realize you don't have to stay financially trapped forever.